1001 sentences. Basic.
챕터 1. 동사와 문장의 기본 구조. Unit 1. Success happens to everyone. Just don't give up.
Much of learning occurs through trial and error.
Your success grows from your struggles in life.
I wake up at 6 o'clock every day from force of habit.
Skin color doesn't matter in friendship.
The vegetarian diet worked well for my health.
Honesty will pay in the end.
Every vote counts in an election.
A glass of water will do for me.
The meeting lasted 2 hours. Unit 2.
The next flight will be at 2 p.m.
The castle stands on top of a mountain.
Dokdo lies in the East Sea between Korea and Japan.
I will stay in bed and get an extra 5 minutes sleep.
We live in a rapidly changing information society.
My friends and I went to a museum last week.
Unit 3. The 21st century is the age of information and knowledge.
Water is vital for our brain to function smoothly.
A passion for pleasure is the secret of remaining young.
Access to medical services remains a problem in many parts of the world.
Just be yourself and stay true to your values.
You don't get older, you get better.
Proper nutrition and relaxation seem important for students.
Children can feel insecure in a new environment.
This cough medicine for kids tastes like fruit.
This ring looks lovely with my other rings.
The music sounded very loud, so we had to shout to each other.
My dream came true after all.
In extremely hot weather, dairy products go bad easily.
She turned pale at the sight of blood.
Our earth is suffering and time is running short. We must act now.
Unit 4. A bad workman blames his tools.
Don't put the cart before the horse.
According to an old saying, great folks make great men.
The term K-pop describes contemporary Korean pop music.
One kind word can change someone's entire day.
Depth of friendship does not depend on length of acquaintance.
I look forward to meeting you in person.
Please place the plant close to the window.
Keep your valuables in a safe place.
Unit 5. Life doesn't give people a second chance.
Time and experience will teach you priceless lessons.
Nobody can bring you peace but yourself.
Imagination offers us feelings of happiness.
I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Mine can't buy us good health.
The friendly librarian found the student the book about Roman history.
Can I ask you a favor?
My dad sometimes makes our family various dishes with potatoes.
Unit 6. Accepting our imperfections can make us better people.
Studying history can make you more knowledgeable.
The uncommonly dry weather drove the fire out of control.
The noise from outside kept me awake all night.
I think some documentaries on TV very educational.
Sports commentators considered him this year's best player.
I found the information very useful to our work.
Some people call the brain a living computer.
Many readers found this book helpful in learning English.
We believe him honest in the performance of his duties. Unit 7.
Analysts are discussing possible causes of the air crash.
After 2 hours walk, we finally reached the coast.
He answered my text message about an hour later.
The job would suit someone with computer knowledge.
Dirt was lying thick upon the floor.
I lay awake last night. I was not able to sleep.
Galileo Galilei laid the foundation of modern science.
Please raise your hand when you need assistance.
During warm periods, glaciers melt and the sea level rises.
She explained the situation clearly to me.
Travel can introduce to us new people, experiences, and foods.
He suggested a different idea to us. 챕터 2. 조의 이해.
Unit 8. To express feelings is good for your mental health.
Cramming for an important exam seems like a bad idea.
To read your own essay aloud can help you find the errors.
Not to know is bad. Not to wish to know is worse.
Trying to see the other person's point of view is a good rule in life.
Searching for new possibilities with an inquisitive mind is essential to be successful.
Not getting enough sleep is a common cause of dark circles under the eyes.
Remembering people's names is the first step towards relationship building. To remember people's names is the first step towards relationship building. Unit 9.
That we are curious about others is natural.
Whether you will succeed or not depends on your will.
When Neanderthals went extinct is discussed in this academic journal.
Where you come from is less important than where you're going.
How you control and use your imagination affects the quality of your life.
In making a proposal, why you want to achieve your purpose should be clear and logical.
How climate has changed is vital to assess current global warming trends.
Whether you are rich or poor does not affect our friendship.
Unit 10. Who will be the next president is determined by voters.
Whose idea will be adopted remains confidential.
What causes Alzheimer's disease is not exactly known yet.
What is considered a status symbol will differ among cultures.
What we see depends mainly on what we look for.
In the movie, whom the main character marries interests the audience.
What great thing will happen in our life is anybody's guess.
Which city will host the next Olympic Games will be announced today.
Which friends you choose has a major influence on your life.
Unit 11. It's a delight to trust somebody so completely.
It is true that health is above wealth.
It is not good to use the same reading speed to handle different types of books.
It's important to remember that good decisions can still lead to bad outcomes.
It's no wonder that too much fast food can contribute to obesity.
At this time, it is not certain whether there are aliens out there.
It can be explained by physics how an airplane flies.
It is a mystery why he left his seat all of a sudden.
It is no use crying over spilled milk.
It is worth challenging our thinking to create a new attitude. Unit 12.
It is important for students to keep up with modern digital trends.
Real leaders make space for others to shine.
It is natural for words to change their meaning over time.
The pedestrians are waiting for the lights to change from red to green.
It is recommended for our new employees to gain experience in all departments.
It was careless of you to lose your umbrella again.
It is wise of you not to open email attachments from an unknown source. Unit 13.
I really appreciate your helping me with my homework.
In spite of the sun shining through the window, the air was chilly.
Making a small request to people can increase the chances of their accepting a bigger request afterwards.
There is very little likelihood of my getting the scholarship this semester.
Peter's complaining about others will only make his situation worse.
Policymakers should keep in mind the possibility of well-made plans going wrong. Unit 14.
It snowed in the Sahara Desert for 30 minutes on February 18, 1979.
How far is it from here to the nearest subway station?
It's Monday morning, and there's a long week ahead of us.
It's really noisy in here, so speak a little louder.
It took me a long time not to judge myself through someone else's eyes.
It seems that the medicine has helped him recover.
It didn't seem that they were close friends.
It appears that we are lost. I don't know where we are.
To my surprise, it happened that I got an A in math.
챕터 3. 목적어의 이해.
Unit 15.
People want to follow leaders with positive emotional states.
For a happier life, quit living according to others' expectations.
People in good health at the age of 60 can expect to live close to 30 more years.
Van Gogh decided to become an artist when he was 27 years old.
Some people choose not to leave an unfulfilling job because they fear the unknown.
People never plan to be failures. They simply fail to plan to be successful.
Great storytellers manage to grab the attention of readers from page 1.
The UK stopped being a member of the EU in 2020.
He didn't admit giving money to local politicians.
Do not avoid taking responsibility for your actions in any situation.
You should consider changing your old passwords regularly.
Many people put off going to the dentist because of their fear of treatment.
I don't know what to choose as a profile picture.
He told me where to go, but not how to get there.
I asked when to use ice or heat on an injury. Unit 16.
Men love to wonder, and that is the seed of science. Men love wondering, and that is the seed of science.
Some novelists prefer to include as many characters as possible in their stories. Some novelists prefer including as many characters as possible in their stories.
You begin to feel thirsty when your body loses 1% of its water. You begin feeling thirsty when your body loses 1% of its water.
Remember to put a name tag on your bag. You might lose it.
I remember putting a name tag on my bag. It had my name and phone number.
Have an aim in life, then don't forget to pull the trigger.
I'll never forget hearing this song for the first time.
We regret to say that we are unable to help you.
Don't regret making a wrong decision. Learn from it, move on, and don't look back.
Don't try to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value.
The company provides a free play version of the game so that everyone can try playing it online.
Winners never stop learning.
We couldn't stop laughing because the comedy show was so funny.
Don't forget to turn off your cell phone before the play starts.
To sufficiently clean your teeth, you should brush for at least 2 minutes at least twice a day. Remember to brush your tongue too.
The electric toy car stopped working.
Try changing the battery. That will fix the problem. Unit 17.
I believe that success is a journey, not a destination.
I wonder whether I am on the right path in life. I wonder if I am on the right path in life.
Color can impact how you perceive weight. Dark colors look heavy, and bright colors look less so.
I think the first duty of society is justice.
Neurologists remind us that all warm-blooded mammals dream every night.
Only time will tell you whether your hard efforts will pay off.
Early humans wondered why the moon looked different every night.
Explore often. You will know how small you are and how big the world is.
We must show people we love how much they mean to us.
I wonder how many wishes a star can give.
Find out what gives you joy and do it. It will identify your values.
I haven't decided what I should buy for Parents' Day.
Never mind whose fault it is. Instead, fix the problem.
The police will announce who is responsible for the crime.
The past doesn't decide who we are. The present does.
Tell me which color you like better, pink or blue.
What do you believe makes life worth living?
In the Thriller movie, the main character didn't know whom he could trust.
Unit 18. Children like talking about themselves.
Put yourself in another person's shoes to understand their perspective.
The superior man blames himself. The inferior man blames others.
The body can repair itself. The liver regenerates and bones grow back.
We protect ourselves from the worsening air quality by wearing masks.
To make myself mentally stronger, I try to forget about the past and focus on the now.
Comparing ourselves to others can have a negative impact on our self-esteem.
In the movie Mulan, the main character disguises herself as a man to enlist in the army in place of her father.
I will devote myself to something that makes my life more interesting.
Doing your best to the end is great in itself.
Guests of our hotel can avail themselves of various indoor sports.
We should enjoy ourselves while we can. Life is too short.
Commit yourself to something you have passion for.
I learn much more by traveling by myself.
If I do my full duty, the rest will take care of itself.
The journalists dedicated themselves to reporting international conflicts. Unit 19.
Don't be afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still.
The future depends on what we do in the present.
We object to using animals for the testing of cosmetics.
Forgive yourself for making mistakes. You need to learn from them.
Working parents are busy in balancing their work and home responsibilities.
Even highly skilled workers had difficulty in finding work during the Great Depression of the 1930s.
Your attitude makes all the difference to how your day will begin and end.
Be certain of your decision, regardless of whether it is small or significant.
A repetitive schedule gives us a sense of security in that we know what is coming next.
The food was awesome, except that we had to wait for an hour.
Unit 20. Education makes it possible to defeat all barriers.
The research made it evident that good sleep is key to good health.
I found it difficult to finish the task in 2 hours.
Educators believe it wise to emphasize self-directed learning.
You should keep it in mind that time waits for no one.
I make it a rule to plan for each day's work in the morning.
I take it for granted that opportunities don't always last.
Governments are finding it hard to look after the increasing number of old people.
Doctors consider it important to safeguard infants by giving supplementary vitamins. 챕터 4. 부모의 이해.
Unit 21. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others.
The least expensive education is learning from the mistakes of others.
The duty of the court system is to protect the rights of the people.
All you have to do is to vary your routine a little.
Forgiving someone is trying to look at things from their perspective.
Set your goal and keep moving forward.
You should stay focused on the daily tasks.
The mysteries surrounding Stonehenge remain unsolved.
My point is that we're spending too much time on details.
The question is not whether we will die, but how we will live.
The hot topic among students is who is going to be their homeroom teacher.
One of the hardest choices in life is which bridge we should cross.
The first lesson in driving is how you start the car.
We seem to learn life's best lessons at the worst times.
He didn't appear to be nervous, even before the big match.
Solving the climate problem has proved to be a challenge.
In a film, sometimes the least expected person turns out to be the villain.
We don't get to know people when they come to us. We must go to them to find out what they are like.
We happened to discover we had a few things in common.
Unit 22. I want my life to have a positive influence on others.
Parents often expect their children to do better than they did.
A true friend never asks you to act like an angel. Instead, he becomes your angel.
The judge can order you to pay a maximum fine amount of $1,000.
Allow your passion to become your purpose, and it will become your profession one day.
Experience enables you to recognize a mistake when you make it again.
Alone time forces you to take a break from everyday responsibilities.
He persuaded me to eat less meat or try going vegetarian.
Strong leaders encourage you to do things for your own benefit, not just theirs.
The continuous heavy rain causes the price of vegetables to rise sharply.
The review led me to believe that the hotel had an overbooking problem.
Dentists advise us to replace our toothbrushes every 3 months.
Remind yourself to trust your own judgments when things go wrong.
The foreign minister warns citizens not to travel to countries that are likely to have terrorist attacks.
A moderate amount of stress gets us to perform at our best.
Unit 23. Don't count the days, make the days count.
Millions saw the apple fall, but Newton was the one who asked why.
The teacher had students summarize the story in less than 200 words.
Never let your emotions overpower your intelligence.
You can easily observe people use their cell phones in the subway.
I've never heard my parents say a bad word about anybody.
In spring, you can feel the temperature change a lot from night to day.
Help others to achieve their dreams, and you will achieve yours. Help others achieve their dreams, and you will achieve yours.
I watched a man on the metro try to get off the train and fail.
Unit 24. We watched the sun rising over the sea.
Right before the large earthquake, she saw the walls shaking.
I felt my heart beating faster when I noticed someone following me.
When we hear someone laughing, it is almost impossible not to begin laughing too.
Sometimes fear and guilt gets us walking on the right track.
Reading keeps you thinking fast and taking actions faster than others.
A wonderful book will have you going through every possible emotion.
Greasy foods can slow digestion and leave you feeling uncomfortable.
When I'm in love, I find myself smiling for no reason at all.
I walk my own path. You will never catch me following in another's footsteps. Unit 25.
I can't make my voice heard because of the noise.
We heard our national anthem played proudly at the Olympics.
People are likely to be more honest when they feel themselves observed.
Examine your thoughts, and you will notice them filled with the past or the future.
When it's hard to focus at work, listening to the appropriate music could keep you motivated.
I'll give you some tips for a better essay that will get you noticed.
Someday, you may find yourself improved by all your struggles.
If you want your eggs hatched, sit on them yourself.
Don't let yourself be controlled by 3 things: people, money, or past experiences.
The weak security systems of some websites left users' personal information easily exposed to hackers.
Unit 26. When you complete your essay, have it reviewed by someone else.
Have you ever had something stolen from your house?
I myself already have my bags packed for the trip tomorrow.
We had no time to cook, so we had some food delivered.
During the intense training, the runner had his ankle broken.
Be careful not to have your pocket picked in a big crowd.
The soccer player has 1 year left on his contract.
Because we cannot have everything completed all at once, we have to prioritize.
챕터 5. 동사의 취재.
Unit 27.
We live in an age of constant interaction.
He goes hiking every Saturday.
Most planets rotate in an anti-clockwise direction.
Vegetarians stay away from meat, including chicken and fish.
The new subway line opens next month.
When you do common things in an uncommon way, you will get the attention of the world.
If you don't go through hardships, you won't know how strong you are.
As soon as you start to pursue a dream, everything in your life will have meaning.
Unit 28. Respect yourself, and others will respect you.
The successful man will profit from his mistakes and try again in a different way.
This week, I'm going to concentrate on schoolwork that I need to catch up on.
We are moving to a new place tomorrow.
A lot of people give up just before they're about to achieve success.
She was on the point of leaving when he finally arrived.
The plane for Toronto is to take off within 30 minutes.
The project is due to start on Monday, and the duration will be 3 weeks. Unit 29.
People have wondered for centuries about life after death.
We have been to Jeju Island many times.
We have just been to Jeju Island for summer vacation.
South Africa has lost many natural habitats due to deforestation.
Since 1985, the company has been in its present location.
It has been my lifelong dream to visit this beautiful city.
Have you ever imagined your future?
The baseball team has never won a game so far this season.
She's only 20, but she's already achieved worldwide fame.
He has just become a member of Mensa with an estimated IQ of 156.
My sister has gone to the bank. She should be back soon.
Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago.
And Seoul Tower has been a symbol of Seoul since it first opened to the public in 1980.
The baby has been crying since we got here.
How long have you been looking for a job?
I have been trying to solve this problem all afternoon. It's time for a break.
The event has been taking place in the city on the first Saturday of May each year. Unit 30.
The pianist had been sick for 2 weeks, so she couldn't take part in the concert.
I recognized him at once because I had seen him before.
When I entered the classroom, the lesson had already finished.
Almost 11 minutes had gone by when the players finally stopped challenging the referee over his decision.
Carol prepared a gift for her mom, who had sacrificed all her life for her family.
She will have graduated from college by next month.
She will have taught English for 10 years by next year.
If I see this film once more, I will have seen it 3 times.
We will have overcome differences if we respect them. Unit 31.
I am very satisfied to have tried many kinds of sports last year.
He denied having made a serious mistake.
A farmer claimed to have seen a UFO in the sky.
It was helpful to have reviewed the book before I attended the class.
Having failed once doesn't mean that you're going to fail at everything.
I'm pretty proud of having completed a marathon myself.
John Bardeen is the only scientist to have received 2 Nobel Prizes in the physics category. 챕터 6. 동사의 의미를 더하는 조동사. Unit 32.
She can speak several languages plus her own language.
Can I take pictures or film videos of these exhibits?
You may keep this guidebook or return it for others to use.
Our love is the wind. I can't see it, but I can feel it.
I couldn't find the sports car of my dreams, so I built it myself.
With faith, you will be able to handle any challenges in life.
Visitors may use the swimming pool between 5:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m.
You cannot make or take phone calls in the library except in designated areas.
I cannot relax in my apartment. The noise from the park at night is so loud. Unit 33.
Your mistakes should be your motivation, not your excuses.
To live a creative life, we must lose our fear of being wrong.
We should not judge people's merits by their qualifications.
You ought to expect better of people. It encourages you to be a better person yourself.
Life is like fireworks. You had better seize the moment.
You had better not force your opinion on others.
You need not do great things to show great love for your neighbors.
We have to try to see the positives in life, even while we are stuck in the middle of trouble.
Adults must pay an entrance fee, but children don't have to pay anything. Unit 34.
To produce something worthwhile may require years of fruitless labor.
Our bill is over $200. That can't be right. There must be some mistake.
Accepting your flaws might lead to personal growth and change.
Your worst day could be a blessing in disguise.
A single moment can change your life. Be open to gift-like chances, which the world might bring to your feet.
The cherry blossoms should be in full bloom in a day or two and will last about a week.
The film ought to take about 90 minutes, so we'll be home by 10 p.m.
The best way to answer the question would be to focus on the things that matter.
As you will understand, we can't make exceptions to this safety rule.
It cannot be true that he is home now. He went to the East Coast on vacation yesterday.
Unit 35. Someone may have found your phone. Check the lost and found first.
My alarm clock didn't go off this morning. I must have forgotten to set it last night.
A comet may not have caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. There is no authentic proof of it.
He was very young then. Dealing with the sudden fame could have been difficult for him.
The exam was quite difficult. Susan cannot have gotten a perfect score.
Some small dinosaurs that did not fly had feathers. The feathers might have been for keeping warm, but not for flying.
Your application is too late. You should have submitted it the day before yesterday.
I was late for school this morning. I should have checked the bus schedule in advance.
Why is she late? She ought to have arrived by now.
I shouldn't have said it, but the words slipped out of my mouth.
You needn't have come this early. The bookstore doesn't open till 10 a.m.
If you spend time thinking about what you should have done, you lose valuable time for planning what you will do. Unit 36.
Justice demands that there should be no discrimination against anybody.
Life doesn't require that we be the best, only that we try our best.
They suggest that young people stop wasting their money on unnecessary things and start saving it.
I insist that every room be provided with a fire extinguisher.
It is necessary that we consider other people before we act.
My suggestion is that children be careful in both how and how much they use their smartphones.
It's my proposal that the government regulate fake news.
Health experts recommend that nuts be eaten regularly as they are major sources of protein, minerals, and vitamins.
It is not so strange that worry should produce physical symptoms.
It is a shame that he should miss such a golden opportunity.
Unit 37. I would eat meat, but now I'm a vegetarian. I used to eat meat, but now I'm a vegetarian.
He used to put on weight every winter until he started skiing.
Where did you used to live before you moved here?
We would like to thank you for your suggestion about introducing more employee wellness programs.
I'd rather attempt to do something great and fail than attempt to do nothing and succeed.
If you have to have a dream, you may as well dream big.
When I hear great music, I can't help being inspired by it.
Parents cannot be too careful about their words and actions before their children.
Books may well be the only true magic.
You may as well know nothing than know things by halves.
Whenever I meet homeless dogs and cats, I can't help but feel sorry for them.
I would like to give you some useful tips on how to learn efficiently.
챕터 7. 동사의 태.
Unit 38.
All things are won by industry.
A smile with direct eye contact is welcomed everywhere.
Half of the world's habitable land is used for agriculture.
Come away from that machine before you get hurt.
He was given a fine for parking his car in the wrong place.
The earth was not given to you by your parents. It was loaned to you by your children.
The robot was taught how to respond to human facial expressions.
We're told at school that white reflects sunlight and black absorbs it.
I was offered a scholarship because I got top marks in all my subjects. Unit 39.
Trust is considered the basis of every relationship.
The bank clerks were made to lie on the floor by the gunman.
Laughter is called the best medicine.
Our immune systems are kept strong by fighting off a small amount of germs and viruses.
You're not allowed to take pictures in the museum.
Dog and cat owners are seen to have lower blood pressure.
I was advised by the nutritionist to eat more vegetables and less sugar.
Footsteps were heard echoing down a long dark hallway.
Anne Frank's diary was found hidden in the upper floor where the Frank family hid.
The patient was noticed to have difficulty in performing her daily activities by the doctor.
Unit 40. Few things will be gained by blaming the past.
Polar bears are being driven to extinction because of increasing temperatures in their habitat.
The concept of doing multiple things at a time has been studied by psychologists since the 1920s.
I may be compelled to face danger, but never fear it.
Children must be taught how to think, not what to think.
Free parking permits will be provided only to those who have registered in advance.
Your order is being prepared for shipping. You can expect delivery in 2 to 3 business days.
He had been told by his grandmother that he could achieve anything with persistence.
Up until the late 1800s, soccer had been called football in both America and Britain.
Unit 41. She is looked up to by other women as a role model.
Petroleum is referred to as black gold because of its high value in the market.
Books have been thought of as windows to another world of imagination.
Pablo Picasso was laughed at by many of his contemporaries for his unusual painting style.
It is said that habit is second nature.
It is known that eating bananas is a natural cure to reduce the effects of stress and anxiety.
Our life experience is thought to have a profound effect upon intelligence.
It is believed that genetic factors contribute about 30% to the human lifespan. Unit 42.
Let the door be closed.
Was this book written by a robot with artificial intelligence?
Let yourself not be pressured into making a hasty decision.
Don't let your viewpoints be distorted by false information.
Would a class be cancelled if the number of registered students is less than 10?
What is included in the ticket price?
Each ticket includes admission and a free drink.
Why was the film banned by the government?
Unit 43. I am happy to be invited to your party.
Simply being watched makes us self-conscious.
All bad fortune is to be conquered by endurance.
I'd like a full refund because the package appeared to be damaged during delivery.
The air crash seemed to have been caused by pilot error.
Listening is giving the other person the experience of being heard.
Having been hurt by someone is never enough reason to hurt them back.
챕터 8. 가정법.
Unit 44. If I were good at grammar, I could answer the question.
If I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 6 sharpening my axe.
If my grandparents were alive, they could experience a whole new world.
If nature were not beautiful, it would not be worth knowing, and life would not be worth living.
If you had a 1-year vacation, what would you do during that time?
If happiness were sold, few of us could pay the price.
Life expectancy would grow by leaps and bounds if green vegetables smelled as good as bacon.
Would it be alright if I invited him to supper?
It would be great if you could come to my party tonight.
If we all did just one random act of kindness daily, we might set the world in the right direction. Unit 45.
If all the ice in the Arctic should melt, many coastal areas would disappear.
If the internet were to stop functioning, the results could be chaotic.
If you were to change your job right now, what would you choose? Unit 46.
If you had spent more time on the project, you would have made fewer mistakes.
If Edison had been born before Gutenberg, books might have been distributed as sound recordings.
If I had thought of the right words, I could have told him what I was thinking.
If I had not dared to be risky, I could never have dared to be great.
I would not have seen the movie if I had read the reviews.
If her father had been alive, he would have heartily agreed with her marriage to Tim.
If you had taken a different path, what would you be doing now?
If it hadn't rained in the morning, we would be on the top of the mountain now.
Unit 47. Were I in your shoes, I would try to live on the bright side.
Had Asian countries been unified with one language, there would have been less diversity in our history.
She would have gotten the job had she been better prepared.
Should you have further questions, please feel free to email or call us.
According to research, nearly a third of adults would face financial disaster within 2 months should they lose their jobs.
Had he followed my advice, he would have saved face. Unit 48.
When I read a good book, I wish my life were 3,000 years long.
I wish I had expressed my gratitude to my parents more often.
Attendees of the lecture wish they could have more time for discussion.
The old Romans wished they had a king because they hadn't yet tasted the sweetness of freedom.
Many people wish he had not been in a public office because of his dishonesty.
The city was beautiful, and I wish we could have stayed longer.
Unit 49. I always try to live my life as if there were no second chances.
Some people waste your time as if they had bought it from you.
He always looked happy, as if a smile were painted on his face.
He talked about my sister as though she had been a close friend.
It is high time that you should consider what you really want to do in the future.
It's time I had a haircut. My hair is so long. Unit 50.
He is a genius in communication, otherwise he would never be my choice for the position.
Without friends, the world would be a pretty lonely place. But for friends, the world would be a pretty lonely place.
Without copyright, the dramatic growth of the artistic, cultural, and other creative industries would have been impossible.
The benefit concert couldn't have been held without the many sponsors.
If it were not for love, life would be quite a gloomy experience.
Had it not been for our efforts, we would be in an even more difficult position now.
Supposing you had been born a century ago, what differences would have been made in your life?
In different circumstances, we could have been good friends.
What would you do in my place?
Perhaps billions of years ago, Mars would have had water covering its entire surface.
A true friend would never walk away when times get tough.
A teen wouldn't be able to go without a cell phone for a day.
To hear her sing, you might think she was an angel.
To see his everyday life, you would never think he is 80 years old.
Asked for the most useful advice in life, I would say expect difficulties always.
챕터 9. 수식어 9. 투부정사. 분사.
Unit 51.
The first person to make a voyage alone around the world was Sir Francis Chichester.
You have no one to blame but yourself because your life is the fruit of your own doing.